I've told you guys before that I love reading true horror stories, and one of my favorite subjects, whether it's ghosts, demons, or something in between. There's just something about a good possession story that really gets my blood pumping. So, today, I am gone. Now I'll tell you guys about a real-life case that I read about that had me questioning everything. This case is one of the most famous possession cases in history, and it all started back in 1976 in a small village in Germany. The subject was a 23-year-old woman named Anneliese Michel. Now, Anneliese started showing signs of strange behavior, and the first thing that happened was that she started having convulsions. And not only that, but she also started speaking in a voice that wasn't her own. At first, Anneliese's family and friends thought that maybe she was just having a mental breakdown, but things quickly got way worse. She began to levitate, shake, and even crawl on all fours. She also experienced some pretty gnarly physical transformations like her arms and legs, becoming twisted at unnatural angles and her spine curving into an S shape. But perhaps even more disturbing was the things that she was saying. She would talk about demons and rituals and even claimed that she had been visited by the devil himself. Anneliese's family was obviously pretty scared at this point, and they took her to see a priest who performed an exorcism. But unfortunately, things didn't really get better after that. In fact, Anneliese's condition seemed to worsen. The exorcisms continued for several months, and it was during this time that things got really dark. The priest would beat Anneliese with a whip as part of the exorcism, and he even shaved her head as she was screaming and convulsing. And get this, he also inserted a tube into her stomach and began to force feed her things like earth and glass. To make matters even worse, Anneliese's parents were actually videotaping these exorcisms, and they even invited friends and family to watch. They would all stand around while she was being tortured and just watch. It's unclear exactly how long this went on for, but eventually Anneliese died from what was described as a broken heart. Yeah, that's right, a broken heart. The priest was later sentenced to 6 years in prison for manslaughter, and the family was also charged with negligent homicide. Now, whether or not you believe in possession, I think we can all agree that what happened to Anneliese was truly horrific. If you want to hear more about this case, I highly recommend reading about it. Just be prepared because it's one of the scariest things I've ever read about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I've been your host, and you've been watching. See you next time.